Alright, what's up everybody? This is going to be a show match between Viper+BacT and Hera versus Yo, Liereyy and MbL. It's a mixture of 1v1s, 2v2s, and a 3v3 game at the end. You can see the rules on the screen, and the first game will be played by Liereyy and Hera on Arabia. We will be jumping inside in a brief moment, and we are gonna have a mirror matchup. Let's cross our fingers so capture age works nicely. And so it does. We were good. Let's see. We'll be playing with blue and green. I'm not a big fan of this because I know colorblind people actually have trouble with that, but Capture Age right now isn't supporting team colors. So in order to be able to actually observe the stats over here on top, we will need the blue and green bars. So we'll be going for that. Let's add a scoreboard. It's not a best of 5, it's a play of 5, and here we are. So, the show match is sponsored by a guy named In Green Heaven. He's putting up $600 for this event, announced it on AoE Zone. I think the winner team gets $360, so $120 for each player, and the losing team gets $204, which means $80 for each player. Hera will be playing Mayans on the left in blue. Right side is going to be Liereyy playing in green Mayans as well, with what is an absolutely disastrous map for a Mayan player. Double front stone, double front gold. He's got a nice little gold patch at the back, but for Mayans it's not really spectacular. Now that being said, this is an easy wall off over here. He's gonna have a save gold, save berries, and save wood at the back, so if he doesn't want to go plumes super early, this is going to be an absolutely okay map for him. Because it's rather easy to wall off. He's gonna have a save gold at the back, so he's going to be fine with the archers for some time. Other side, as we have Liereyy coming in here with a quite early scouting of his opponent. So he's already lurking around the base of his opponent. Originally he went to the far left because he anticipated Hera to be over here, but it turns out Hera is a lot closer. And Liereyy, seeing the primary gold mine, he is gonna know his opponent is over here. Hera is pushing in the air right now, and now he's chasing down Lierey's scout. Looking at Hera's base, he's got a nice stone at the back, which is beautiful. Wood lines aren't amazing, if you ask me, but this gold mine is kind of acceptable. Like, the wood line is going to protect it from the archers from this direction, and Hera can just wall in front like this, and he's gonna be fine with that gold. Wood lines can be secured as well. I could imagine him walling like this, to be honest. Because if you do that, and then like over here and here, this wood line is going to be safe for some time as well. Not the best map I've ever seen, but it is good enough, I believe, for both players. Anyways, Liereyy did run around a tiny bit, but he took no damage on his scouts. He's right now just scouting his opponent's base. Hera is also looking for Liereyy on the other side of the map, but he isn't going to find him. Now, you could ask, why is Hera moving here instead of over here first? And the answer is because he saw Lierey's scout coming from this direction, so he might have thought, okay, if Lierey's scout is coming from here, Liereyy might be over here somewhere. But turns out Liereyy is not there, and Hera might actually be able to take one sheep, now we're live, as well with the games. So, let's see, Hera's gonna find the blackberries. It's a matter of question whether Hera sees the gold at the back. Because this is a pretty important piece of information for him. If he pressures the gold mines, he should know that there is one more gold at the back over here, but that's actually a pretty important thing to know where your opponent's last gold mine is, because if you're trying to deny gold from your opponent, that's actually a critical piece of information. Anyways, pre-meal, actually no, it's a post-meal barracks from Liereyy at 19 villagers. Hera is already dropping his barracks as well. Looks like Hera is playing for men-at-arms, I believe, judging by the barracks timing. Or it might be straight archers as well, but this is a little bit too early barracks for straight archers. So it feels more like a men-at-arms play for me. And for Liereyy, he is gonna go for a rush, takes 10 gold away with that villager. And Hera, on the other hand, Hera is also gonna drush, but in that case, that's actually pretty late drush if he's doing that. We'll see if there is a mining camp coming up. Nope, it's a men-at-arms play. Okay. Normally you go 21 villagers with men-at-arms, but Mayans get one extra villager, so it is a 22 pretty standard men-at-arms play over here. As we got Fatty Lumpking Old Berry with the resub. Thank you so much as well for your support. It is greatly appreciated. Welcome back. Enjoy the emotes and your stay over here. Hera's gonna be fully walled on the left side. The bigger concern is the right side, I believe, for him. And he lands the first hit on Lierey's scout. Lierey's gonna have to run away here. The question is, did Liereyy see the flags? Yes, he did. He probably knows it's man-at-arms. And now Hera is the one that is lower in HP, so he's gonna be the one that forfeits that combat. Now Liereyy, oh, he's gonna get housed. Oh, that's so bad for Liereyy. This wanted to be a drush, I believe, but eventually getting housed delayed it quite heavily and it turns into a man-at-arms play. So, in this case, I feel like it's good for Hera to just stay back with the man-at-arms because he can always pull 1 or 2 Voyagers to help out in a fight against the man-at-arms. And look at that, he's trying to poke Lierey's scout over here so he gets a competitive edge, but that's something that Liereyy pays attention for. Feudal Age comes in just a few seconds earlier for Liereyy. We'll see, Hera will probably try to camp the hill for now and play defensive, has an idle Voyager over here for quite a time. And man-at-arms is coming in here for both players immediately. Hera is not going man-at-arms. In this case, he has to take this fight before Liereyy gets his man-at-arms upgrade. Instead, he decides to go for it, but he just forfeited the hill. I believe he did that because he realized that Liereyy will have the man-at-arms upgrade a little bit faster, pulls the militias back, so he can actually use this little hill as an advantage, but that's an awful fight for Hera, because Liereyy is gonna have the man-at-arms upgrade in a matter of seconds, and that is a pretty bad fight for Hera. In fact, he cancels the man-at-arms upgrade. He realizes that by the time he would have it, he would probably lose most of his militia numbers. Both players retaining their scouts over here, but Liereyy will be able to push away Hera from the berries. So, for now, Hera is still gonna be fine. Remember that quick walls have been nerfed, so they take a lot more damage when they are unfinished. And that means that man-at-arms openings are a lot more viable than they used to be. In fact, they are actually pretty strong now. So, since it appears that Liereyy cannot find any Voyagers to kill, he's just gonna try to bash down the mill over here, cause some extra damage. Hera will probably try to snipe down the Eagle, because if you kill your opponent's Eagle, you will pretty much deny him from a lot of information, which could be super valuable. So, Liereyy shouldn't really lose that Eagle, and you can see that Hera is focusing down that Eagle. That's pretty much a win for Hera, if you ask me. Because the man-at-arms didn't really do a lot of damage. In fact, they killed a militia and that's it. Liereyy is going for a few skirmishers over here though, as what he's probably gonna play for now is skirms and the man-at-arms. He is against Mayans that is making archers, and there's going to be eagles coming in as well for Hera to deal with the skirms. But man-at-arms and skirms are completely legit to just deal with the eagles and deal with the archers. So I actually like this position quite a bit for Liereyy. Right now, if Hera pops out his archers, he's gonna lose them to the skirmishers. In fact, I would love to see Liereyy adding like 1 or 2 more man-at-arms, but instead he's going eagles, which work almost as good, I would say. Hera is going to be safe with his eco, but it is a little bit concerning that he's losing that barracks. Instead, he's gonna go for a counterattack, keeps 1 archer back at home, but isn't really going to commit to that fight. Instead, he's gonna start moving forward. Liereyy picks off an archer, and Hera is in trouble here. This could be a fast game, because one thing that you might need to notice is that there is actually a hill over here. So these guys are pretty much attacking down hills, and they are melting the archer range of Hera. Boy oh boy, this might be a fast game. Hera will go for a counterattack. Lierey's base is pretty much defenseless, but 2 eagles and 3 skirms should be fine dealing with this, to be honest. No upgrades on Hera's units, no upgrades for Liereyy either. Liereyy might need to run away from his gold mine though, and that's a weak Voyager that could be easily picked off. Oh no! Hera stopped, then focuses with the eagles and he's gonna go in. One of those eagles are pretty weak, but Liereyy loses a second will. So at the end of the day, Hera is 2 Voyagers ahead compared to Liereyy, but Hera is gonna lose his entire army here, I believe. And if you take a look at the other side, Liereyy is also picking off Voyagers. That's 1 dead will over there, and a lot of idle time on Hera. Hera also lost his archer range, so the only thing he can make right now is eagles. This would be the moment for Liereyy to just add a few more man-at-arms, because man-at-arms will melt the eagles, and that quick wall is going to be a quick fail. Hera's gonna have to run away from his wood line. This isn't looking good for Hera. In fact, it's looking pretty disastrous right now for him. So, he might actually decide to take this fight, but it's always tricky because there's still 3 man-at-arms over here and an eagle. So it's not an easy one. Hera's gonna rebuild the archer range to start making eagles once again. But at this point, Lierey's army is just a lot better, and he's gonna bring in some archers Hera's pulling the archers from the right side. He does have fletching. Liereyy also has fletching, and eventually Liereyy might just take this hill and try to pick off the archers from Hera. Nice micro from Liereyy, look at that. While he's distracting Hera on the woodline fight, he's taking down the archers on the other side. Nicely done. And at the end of the day, Hera loses, I believe, 2 villagers in this one. That is actually an okay trade for Liereyy. Villager count dead even right now between the 2 players, but Liereyy is on double ranges and the barracks. And on the other side, Hera has just 1 range in the barracks here. And this isn't looking great for Hera. As I mentioned, Hera still is able to access the berries with 1 villager, but it's not really something that's going to give him a massive boost. Plus, he might lose 1 or 2 villagers over here in the berries. So Liereyy's eco being untouched over here gives him a massive edge in this. Also, I think the eagle of Liereyy is going to lose that, but eventually this is a cleanup. So, funnily enough, the villager count is still even for both players, but if you look closer, there is actually wheelbarrow for Liereyy, no wheelbarrow for Hera, so that's a net of 3.5 villagers. Make it 4.5 now, and we're gonna have even more skirms coming in. Looking at the resources, Hera is actually not that far away from Castle Age, neither is Liereyy. In fact, Hera has a lot more gold in the bank than Liereyy. Liereyy is using double ranges, that's why. So, Liereyy has 5 villagers on gold with double ranges. Other side, you have 6 villagers on gold for Hera with single range. So that kind of explains why Hera is floating a lot of gold. And if he had a market, he could actually consider clicking up, because now he seems to be stabilizing, and if he can just keep his archer numbers high and get a better castle age time, he might be able to go for crossbows faster and turn things around. And indeed, that's something he could technically do, but as I said, he's missing the market. For now. Other side, Liereyy is getting close to clicking up himself, a little bit low on gold right now. So, let's see, Hera is gonna garrison the wheels so he can actually get up, but still, like, he doesn't have the food for that. He's just force dropping the food all day, so he can finally click up. When he clicks up, Liereyy is already up, and that is 1 villager lead for Liereyy plus wheelbarrow, which is a pretty significant advantage right now for our Austrian player. Hera, nice job saving that villager. That was a rather low HP villager that was attempted to be sniped by Liereyy over here. Liereyy cannot access these gold miners just now with the archers, but once he gets to... Actually, he can harass that villager, but that villager will just be sent to the other side. So, once crossbowman hits here for Liereyy, things are gonna get way worse for Hera, and he will be forced to take this fight, because if he doesn't take that fight, Liereyy is just gonna camp here and deny the gold mine with crossbows. It really hurts for Hera that he has a hill in front of his base, because Liereyy can just camp this down, and it appears that Liereyy will try to pressure the gold mine from a different angle. Horse color is there for both players, so ecos are relatively comparable, but I really like Liereyy's base layout a little bit better. He's going to be double layer walls on mostly everywhere. He's got a nice wood at the back. I like that he's taking the front gold and he's saving this up in case he gets pressured early on. And Hera might be forced to go for a defensive siege workshop early on. He's trying to add a second layer. Villager, for whatever reason, is walking to this side. And as I said, building foundations now are taking a lot more punishment. Hera with the market wall, something I love to do. And eventually he should be able to keep those guys out. Liereyy will try to pick off 1 or 2 villagers. If Hera micros this right, this should be alright for him and shouldn't lose a villager. But you can see there is a considerable amount of idle time on that gold mine. Oh, Ingrid Heaven is actually here on the chat with dropping the document. Thank you so much, Ingrid Heaven, and thanks for sponsoring this event. Guys, give him some love, because he's the one sponsoring and organizing this. And so far, it's pretty cool. Elite Skirm and Crossbow both coming in here for Liereyy. So, this is going to be quite problematic for Hera, because eventually Crossbow numbers will be comparable. 15 versus 16, but Liereyy also has 10 Elite Skirms. Defensive Siege Workshop coming in for Hera with a Mangonel on the way, and also a Defensive Tower is forced on Hera. This might be a little bit too greedy though from Liereyy, because that Mangonel is ready to pop out. Is Liereyy gonna play attention? Hera needs to pop out on this side because he needs to get the hill and misses the first shot. Hera needs another one over there. Liereyy with the sick micro, and that Mangonel goes down. Hera is off from gold for the time being, and if those Elite Skirms were here, this would be a win for Liereyy. because the elite skirms can easily push away the crossbowman, and then Liereyy can just deny that gold mine. Still way better gold income for Liereyy. He's just able to keep adding more archers, but instead he idles his range a tiny bit so he can actually afford ballistics and university. He's gonna go full aggression indeed. Alright, so Liereyy might actually try to pick off some villagers from this side. Quite a lot of them are low HP, so there is a chance for Liereyy to pick off one or two before the tower would do a lot of damage to the archers. And since Hera is not making any eagles, these elite skirms could have a very, very happy day of fighting this. Hera's gonna spot the elite skirms with the house, but he's not reacting so far. One crossbow goes down, nice micro other than that. And Lierey's gonna go tumbling first, before the university would go up, but he will be able to squeeze in ballistics very soon. Liereyy decides to run away from that mangonel though. On the other hand, Liereyy did dive in, lost a few crossbows. I don't think Hera lost a single villager here though, so credits to Hera for doing that. And since Liereyy went for the University Ballistics pathway, he still won TC just like Hera. So Hera making this defensive tower didn't actually result in any eco deficit for our Canadian player. Still, Lierey's eco is untouched. He's gonna be on 2 TCs very soon. These villagers will go on stone, so he will slowly start transitioning into plumed archers. And he's dragging away the army of Hera over here for now. Picks off one crossbow, and simultaneously, while he's microing that, he's moving in with the crossbows. He's actually doing this intentionally, especially now of... No! Hera? Was that a misclick, or was that just, you know, he felt like it was GG anyways? I can see him trying to... Like, there is two options here. He either tried shooting the mango and deleting it, and just failed with that. Or he just felt like it's over because he lost his mangonel, and then he was like, oh yeah, crossbows here. Elite skirms will eat them. He might have even seen this coming. It might have been just kind of a get out of my game and GG type of a thing, or it might have been a misclick. But he just deleted like 20 crossbows here. And funnily enough, I feel like he could have actually run back for this mangonel. Make no mistake, Liereyy actually a pretty massive lead, especially if he picks off a few villagers here with those crossbows that do have +2 armor, tumbling, and ballistics in a moment. But this was still funny to look at. I can see Hera saying, oh yeah, screw this, I'm out. Seeing that Liereyy just out-microed his mangonel with elite skirms. Did he write GG? I have no idea because the in-game chat does not work for live games. So maybe he did, maybe he did not. But yeah, Liereyy wins a pretty convincing first game over here. I would dare to say that was pretty much the dominant type of a win from him. And we're gonna give him 1 point. That is the Liereyy+MbL and the Yo team. Lierey's eco a lot better because he was basically not pressured at all. And Villager High 47 as well. And Military 27-23, this doesn't look that one-sided. But in reality, I feel like the kills here for Liereyy were well, actually quite a lot of them were villagers. Whereas Liereyy barely lost any. I think he lost like 2. Hera might have lost a lot more. Plus there was a lot of idle time as well. Why is the score 1-1? Sorry for that. That shouldn't have happened. Alright, so this was game number 1 from this 5-game show match, and we will proceed to game number 2, which is going to be Nomad.